If I told you you can make an extra $300 per weekend just watching basketball, would you believe me? And no, I'm not talking about coaching or training or starting a YouTube channel, which is kind of what this is. But no, I'm talking about officiating, being a referee. Look, I know it sounds crazy, but this is actually one of the most slept on side hustles out there right now. Did you know that in just Florida alone, some tournaments and leagues are assigning referees at $35 per game? Now, I know that may not be the kind of money that's going to create generational wealth, but it could add up to an extra $300 in your bank account this weekend. My name is Marlon, and I've been officiating basketball for over 15 years, and I'm currently working some collegiate basketball, even at the Division I level. But I'm not here to talk about what I've done really or the level that I'm at. Basketball and officiating in particular has always been there with me throughout the entire process, from being a broke college student to also figuring out my different career paths. Right now across the nation, even in your city and county, there is a national shortage of referees. And trust me, I get it. If you've recently been to an AAU or a youth basketball game, I can understand why referees are quitting left, right, and center. Unfortunately, we run into a lot of abuse, a lot of verbal, sometimes physical abuse, and at the end of the day, they always think we're the reason why teams lost. And while some teams may be bitter that they lost, I'm here to say that not all hope is lost. Did you know that in just Florida alone, some tournaments and leagues are assigning referees at $35 per game? Now, I know that may not be the kind of money that's going to create generational wealth, but it could add up to an extra $300 in your bank account this weekend. Think about it. What other profession would you come in with barely any training or references and start earning $35 per hour?
Don't worry, I'll wait.
Not many. And the only limit to really how much money you can make is your own availability. Most people who will end up watching this have at least a few hours to spare every weekend where they're not doing much. Think about it. If you spend 5 hours on a Saturday and 5 hours on a Sunday, that's 10 hours in total on the weekend. At $35 an hour, that's $350 in a weekend. If you multiply that times 4 weekends in a month, you're looking at over $1,200 just for that month alone. Even as I'm talking about it, I'm thinking about going to pick up some games this weekend. Some people out here are doing way harder work for way less money. And in today's economy, we could all use a little bit of extra pocket change. But even though the money might be good, some of the best parts about officiating are the things that money can't buy. For one, if you've ever played or been around the game, the thing that most people miss is the camaraderie and being part of a team. And while you're not part of a winning or losing team in the game per se, you do become part of a special fraternity of basketball referees. The officiating community can be very tight and special, especially if you have a mentor or other peers that are working with you through your ups and downs and trials and tribulations. Being a basketball referee also helps with your fitness. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself you're gonna go to the gym, and you still don't do it? They say the hardest weight to lift is the front door to the gym. Well, why not get paid to work out? In an official high school or college basketball game, most referees are running on average 2 to 3 miles per game, and you don't even notice it sometimes. While there is a shortage of referees, there is no shortage for the amount of games that are going on. Sports, especially basketball, has become year-round, non-stop, especially at the youth level. If I wanted to right now, I'll call up a local YMCA or a local assigner for a tournament, ask if they have games available, and I can easily plug myself in and make a couple $100 real quick this weekend. If you're a broke college student, this could be a perfect job for you. While some of your friends might be just waiting tables at a restaurant for $2.13 an hour and praying for tips, you could be actually having fun, getting some exercise, and being around the game that you love for way more money and way more results and cash in hand.
Pay me my money in cash.
But there's all kinds of people and reasons for even wanting to get into this space. Let's say you're a corporate W-2 worker working a typical 9-to-5 job. The office can feel kind of stuffy at times, and you may feel trapped. Well, if you love the game of basketball, becoming a basketball referee could be just the escape that you need. With officiating, you can say no without consequence. Despite it becoming a more year-round sport, basketball does have an off-season and a peak season. If you have a family event going on or just want to take a vacation for yourself, you can feel free to do that. There's nobody holding you to it. Now, depending on your state or city, you may have a specific type of certification you need to get or be approved to even start officiating, but you should definitely contact your local board, high school association, or even go to a few tournaments or rec leagues and just talk to the referees there and see how they got started and who they can point you towards as far as getting started in officiating. And I know what you're thinking. Hey Marlon, I'm not even ready to be a referee. I don't know the first thing about calling a foul. I just like to watch it on TV. I don't have anything to bring to the table. I may not have any skills of what makes a good referee. But I tell you, you might be selling yourself short. If you're a high performer in the areas of conflict resolution, communication under pressure, or managing egos, refereeing could be right up your alley. Refereeing is just as much about your people skills as well as your play calling skills. And in doing so, networking with other coaches, ADs, program directors, and tournament directors can definitely lead to other opportunities down the line. Some of the best connections I've met have been through the basketball world, and not even with officials themselves, but with other people in the profession as well. And at the end of the day, if you struggle with something like being in uncomfortable situations, what way to better practice and get better than having a tough call in front of a gym or an arena full of people? And yet, here's the disclaimer. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. Refereeing is not easy. Everybody's a great Monday morning quarterback, or everybody can referee what they see on the TV when they're not in between those lines. So a few things to keep in mind. One, yes, you will get yelled at. But you also learn to tune it out. Maybe not automatically, but over time, for sure. You definitely have to have thick skin to be in this business. Two, you're not gonna be great immediately. Like with anything else that you try for the first time, you're probably gonna suck. But it's okay, because like with anything else, the more repetitions you have, the better you get at it. Third, sometimes the barrier to entry is real, but it's definitely manageable. You do need to study the rules, attend certain clinics, and maybe even get certain board approvals. But if you can pass a high school class, you can definitely pass these tests. And as you start to move up, the hard parts are what keeps people out and holds people back, because they're not willing to put in the work, which ultimately means more games for you and more money in your pocket. So if you're starting to feel like, hey, maybe basketball officiating could be for me, but you don't know where to go, take a moment to join our free referee community called Ref School. You can see the link down in the description. In the group, we have free weekly calls with referees from all experience levels, from youth league to professionals. And the best part about it is that even if you're joining alone, there's someone in the group who's been where you're at or where you're trying to get to. In my next video, I'll walk you through exactly how to get started, where to find your local association, what the certification process could look like, what the startup costs would be, and how to get your first games. And if you've stuck around till the end of this video and found the information useful, feel free to subscribe down low to the Ref School channel. We'll see you on the next one.